Hey guys, just got done watching 1989's Clownhouse. Yep, I watched this on a download that I'd purchased a while back for $1.99, $1.99. So about £1. The film is a horror movie involving clowns, obviously by Clownhouse. So let me tell you a little bit about who's in it, and then we'll get on to the review. It's got Nathan Forrest Winters, Brian McHugh, Sam Rockwell, Michael Jerome West, Byron Weeble, David C. Rienecker, Timothy Enos, Frank Diamante, and Karl-Heinz Tuber. Now, most of them we probably don't even know about. But anyway, 1989, Clownhouse. Starts out with three brothers, Casey, Geoffrey, and Randy. Or is it Jeffrey? It's one of them, Geoffrey or Jeffrey. I'm going to say Jeffrey. Casey, Jeffrey, and Randy. Basically, Randy and Jeffrey want to go to the travelling circus, and they have to take their brother Casey with them because he can't be left at home on his own because his parents are not going to be in the house. Now, so they decide to take him. Randy basically teases him most of the way about how he's scared of clowns. Teases Casey, this is. And Casey ends up falling over. And then you see these police cars go flying by. And they wonder what it's about. What is his three mental patients basically have escaped from a mental institution. Yes. Three mental patients. Goodbye. So they get to the circus. And everything seems fine. And basically, Casey wants to talk to a fortune teller because there's a fortune teller tent. And Randy Mason makes fun of him and says, "If you give me $1, I can tell you your fortune right now. But you're sad and pathetic, basically." So they go into the fortune teller. The fortune teller has a really dodgy eye. Has one really dodgy eye. I think on, let's see, it's this side. And she goes on about his love line and all this, you know, the lines on your hand. And basically she gets to a point, she goes, "Oh!" And you think, what's going on? And she goes, "Something really bad's going to happen, be careful." And Randy and Jeffrey pull him out, basically. And Randy goes, "You better behave, because there's this girl I want to be with. I don't want to know I'm with you guys." So basically, when they're in the tent watching the clowns, he's making out with this girl, Randy, real jerk boy. Yeah, he's a real jerk. And Jeffrey and Casey, they're watching. And out come, let me get their names right, Chizo, Bippo, and Dippo. So Chizo comes out first, goes, "Hey, way," you know. And then they go, "You can't do this act on your own, Chizo." So he pulls out Bippo and Dippo, and they come running about. Apparently they're not going to do it. They're going to get someone from the audience. So Chizo obviously goes up to Casey, the person who's scared of clowns. And he goes, puts his hand, he goes, "Not doing it." And Casey goes, "Not doing it, not doing it." And Chizo starts pulling him. He goes, "Ah!" And then he runs off. Jeffrey runs after him, basically says, "You know, we're all scared of something." And basically before they come out, he sees the clown go like this at him. Well, he thinks it's him, but it's the little girl behind him. So basically, they go home, and the Chizo, Bippo, and Dippo are in their tent, you know, washing the stuff off. When all of a sudden, Chizo sees something, and he gets killed, and the other two get killed, and basically lunatics become Lunatic, Chizo, Bippo, and Dippo, because they haven't got no names. So it's Lunatic, Chizo, Bippo, and Dippo now. So this is kind of confusing. And they start dancing on their merry way home. They start dancing, you know, around somewhere. And basically the kids are at home and they decide to tell each other ghost stories. And as they do it, I think it's Jeffrey. He starts flicking the lights, and Lunatic, Chizo, Bippo, and Dippo see it and decide they're gonna haunt them, basically. So Randy decides he's going to go to I guess, the shop up the road, which is down this really awkward way by a barn and down this really bushy area, which I wouldn't want to go down at night. And basically, they go down there, and there we go. And Randy runs off and leaves him. And as Casey's running, two of the crazy clowns, I think it's Bippo and Chizo, are chasing him behind him. And he gets in there, knocks Randy over, basically, and everybody's like, oh no, what did you do? Blah, blah, blah. And you see the clowns going past the door. Now, nobody sees that. Then, basically, as they're in there, the store assistant, whose name I thought was Jasper in the film, but it turns out his real name's Jasper, so I'm wondering if they did use that in the film. He hears a noise in the barn. He goes in the barn, and then he basically sees a clown, and basically Lunatic Chizo goes like this here, and basically does like a magic trick kind of thing, and then snaps his neck with the help of the other clown. So the question is here, before they even get there, they run out of the house, and the clowns are sitting on the tree area. So why didn't they see them as they ran by? So on the way back, he's going back, and Randy disappears again. And Casey turns around, and there's Lunatic Chizo going. So he runs off, and Chizo runs after him. He bumps into Randy, boom, knocks the stuff over. Chizo's nowhere to be seen. As they're out, Jeffrey's at home, and he thinks he sees somebody through the window. What does he do? He opens the window, looks out, nothing there. But does he close the window? No. He decides to leave the window open and go out the front door and look around with the door open. Kids. And so Randy and Casey get home, and they see something hanging from a noose. Now this is the thing. I was like, why would there be a noose hanging? So Casey's like, that's Jeffrey's clothes. No, basically. And Randy gets a bit scared when he sees it, and it turns out to be a dummy. And Jeffrey goes, I knew you'd be scared, blah, blah, blah. So Randy runs off all angry. So Jeffrey and Casey end up talking, and you're like, when are these clowns going to do anything? When are these evil lunatics going to do anything? Are they going to do anything violent? Yeah, they killed someone, but it was like a shadow kind of kill, you know? So you're watching it, and as it unfolds, basically the electric goes out in the house. Now I've got to say, what is it with horror movies, or any movie in fact, with big massive houses? These houses are massive. The house in this is like room upon room upon room. I'm like, bloody hell, big. Lovely though. So the lecture basically goes, and the clans get in, and as they're arguing about who's going to go and do the fuse box, the clans are creeping down the hallway like this. So Randy's like, blah, 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 because they argue a lot, these kids, because obviously family, aren't they? Siblings. You know how it is. So they're arguing, and Randy turns around, the clans are gone. So he goes to do the fuse box. He gets it back on, I think, because somehow it ends up off again. And he decides he wants to dress up as a clown and start hitting pans going, we're coming for you. We're going to get you. Yeah. He then goes by a panel of glass and sees something go by with him. He looks down, and there comes the other clown, the big clown, pulling his arm through, basically. And getting him. And then basically, for some reason, he ends up not dead, but out of it, I guess. Because Jeffrey says later on, I think he's still alive. We're like, oh. So one of them ends up going down the stairs of the attic. Yep, down, boom, dead. Another clown ends up going, they grab hold of him and they fire him out the window. Now, two young kids find a big bloke. Now, I'm talking, this clown is big. He's got a big belly and he's big. And they grab hold of him and fire him out the window. And as he goes through the window, he doesn't just go falling like boom, he goes flying like boom. Like, these kids are really powerful. Then you've got the lunatic Chizo left. And basically goes for him, and basically Casey knocks him over and he calls the police. Hello, police. Police. And he goes, is somebody there? What's his name? Doesn't say. But police officer Goodwill. Is police officer Goodwill or something there? It was something like that. And the police officer goes, are you it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Are you sure you didn't wake up and have a nightmare, little kiddie? Go back to bed and you'll understand it's not even there. So he puts the phone down, turns around, Chizo's gone. Is it in his imagination? Was it all pretend? No, because Chizo jumps out and gets him. He's on the floor. Now what lunatic's going to strangle a little kid? He's on top of the kid, strangling him like, yeah, die, die, die. And that's when Jeffrey comes to the aid and puts an axe in his back. And basically, that's the end. So, I liked the film. I thought it was very suspenseful through the first half of it. I thought it was really well paced as well. But once it got to the clowns attacking the kids, it went downhill a bit. Like, the suspense wasn't there anymore. And it felt like watching an episode of Goosebumps. You know, when they were attacking the kids. It felt like an episode of Goosebumps kind of thing. Just a little bit more rated higher for a little bit more excitement. The lunatic clowns, to me, were fantastic. I loved the expressions. I loved the way they moved, the way they looked. It was very clowning around. They were clowning around a lot. Okay. The 3 kids were great. The one who played Randy was awesome. He was a complete a-hole through the whole thing. Like, I've got all the popcorn, screw you, which was great. I like that. And he was like a real older brother. Get lost. F you, hate you, you know, all that stuff. And fight them and stuff, which was great. I liked it. Like I said, siblings. So, I enjoyed it. I did think there was a lot of suspense in it. I liked the tension that was rising through the whole film. But I felt that it was poorly executed when they finally got in the house. I kind of felt like there could have been a lot more scares there. And a little bit more action, like... And I think it's like in the last 20 minutes they get in the house, 2 of them end up falling, one going down the stairs and one going out the window. I expected something better than that. And the same thing for Chizo's death. I expected more than an axe in the back. I don't know. I would have liked if there had been some sort of electrocution, because that would have made sense, or a hand in electrocute, you know, something like that. But no. It was no Home Alone, let's put it that way. There was no Home Alone involved in the fact that they didn't really put any traps around all that, which would have been really, really cool. But yeah, the film was pretty good. I liked it. I could watch it again. And if it ever comes out on Blu-ray, I'll probably buy it. It's available on DVD from MGM in America. I know that because I've seen the pictures for it. So, final thoughts. I recommend anyone who hasn't watched this movie, who likes watching clown movies, or got a clown phobia, and enjoy getting scared by it, watch this film. Because the guy who plays Lunatic Cheesy, Michael Jerome West, is awesome. That's another thing I like about this film. Clowns look creepy normally, but the 3 guys involved actually do look like lunatic clowns that have got out of a mental asylum. I did like that. The way they pull their faces, the way they move, the way they kind of act. Really good. So I'd recommend it for people who've got clown phobia, or people who just want to watch a little creepy movie. But don't expect too much from it in the last 20 minutes, because 20 minutes in my view kind of falls apart a bit. So my final rating for this movie would be a 3. Because it was fun, it was great to watch, it didn't feel like it dragged, but the ending let it down a bit. But as always guys, if you've seen the movie, let me know what you think about it. Because I like knowing what people think about movies. I like having a discussion about it and getting to know other people's perspectives. So, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Clownhouse is a 3 out of 5. And take care. And look forward to seeing you guys next time on the next review. Bye, guys.